Good evening. Here is another journal. Yes, I know, I just videotaped the first one, and now I'm doing a second one. This is what happens when you haven't videotaped in a long time. You accumulate journals that need to go on video. So here we go. This one is made with a file folder. First time I've tried that also. Beautiful pattern paper, pinks and golds, and it's just beautiful. This is vintage paper I got from an old poetry book at an estate sale. Such beautiful colors on it. But not enough color because I added the paper flowers. And each of them has like a different little bling in it. And a paper butterfly. This is a tag that I got Tuesday morning. I thought you could just label your journal whatever you wanted to. Just put journal, put dates that you wrote in it, whatever you want to do. And some pretty trim. It's an eyelet and beautiful gold ribbon closure. On the spine, it's an elastic and lace like ribbon, roughly ribbon. And I just left the ribbon do its ruffle thing. It's kind of cool. So let's go inside. We have a pocket made out of the same paper as the cover with some crochet lace trim and a heart that I've done some faux stitching around and sewed on a button. In it is a recipe card for journaling. Really, you can actually put a recipe on this, a family recipe, or you can just use it for a journal card. And then some extra coffee dyed paper from my traveler's notebook journal that you can journal on. Here on some parchment paper is some Edith Holden book page. Then I punched a couple of holes and reinforced them, put some ribbon through it, and some note paper. And you can still journal on the parchment paper, so you got lots of journaling space there. We have a quote here that I stamped, and on the top, this was my first attempt at, Paula. I can't remember her last name, I'm sorry, but she taught us how to do a ticket on your paper clip to kind of give you a base to do your embellishing. And this is a Tim Holst Little People, and then I've tri-folded so that you can journal on that. And then it just slips into the top here, and you can still use it to tuck things under on both sides of the page. I've used my quote stamps throughout this. Here's a beautiful card that I got in a swap from Carol White. Thank you, Carol. Beautiful card. I just found it the other day. Oh, you get so much stuff and you have to rediscover it. Here's a tuck spot with pattern paper and a key. And then I got this paper, bought it from a lady who was getting rid of her stash of supplies, and it was cardstock with lines on it. I had never seen that before. It's really cool. So I tucked it into there. Here's a book page that I didn't really care for the page, so I put a notepad on it, and on the other side, lines for journaling. Here is some of my vintage, very old, very soft, feels wonderful pattern, lined paper. Here's a calendar page. Then on the back I put some pattern paper, and I've cut out a hummingbird that I have a stencil for, a template for, that's the word, and a bling for the eye. And I'm not sure if you can really see it on here, but I've kind of done some lines on the edge, on the corner of, this can be a journal card, it can be a photo mat, and you journal on the other side about the photo, or photos on both sides. Whatever you want to use it for. This is a picture that my son drew when he was tiny. And you know what? He did it so light, you can totally journal over that whole thing. It's a junk journal. I thought it would be okay. I think it's nice. And then a quote on this side. Here's an old book page. Also from Carol White. Goodness, thank you again, Carol, for these little bags. And she also sent some cardstock with little ads and things on them. So I cut it out and put it on the bag. I've left the back open for a tuck spot and made this journal card out of Tim Holtz paper, lined on the back for journaling, and then a tag out of this beautiful green cardstock, and I'm not sure if you can see that either, but it's a cute little sunflower sticker on there, and some crocheted lace trim, and you can journal on the back. Another quote. It's about half and half in this book. Half tea-dyed paper and half just random papers, and half part of them I just left them alone. Here's my firefly stamps and a vintage from the 1960s recipe book page, Edith Holden book page, another stamp. This is the most awesome paper. It's very old typewriter paper that I got at an estate sale. It's really cool. Feels awesome. Then on this page, center of the book, I've added little bells tied on the ends. The tuck spots are made out of the extra file folder from making the cover. This beautiful floral paper is from my daughter for Christmas. Excuse me. Then in each of the tuck spots, I've just used the extra paper from the cover to make journal cards. Punch the corners. Very pretty. And then some sunflower note paper. And the same on the other side. Edith Holden book page, the other half of the cookbook page. I'm getting all over the place, aren't I? We Will Shine from Tsunami Rose Ephemera. Here's another Tsunami Rose Ephemera that says Enjoy Life. This one I left open so you can tuck stuff under there. Again, Carol White, you are all through this book, Carol. Another bag from her with some more of her cardstock that she sent. I left the back open again for a tuck spot for this journaling booklet, which is coffee dyed pattern paper, book page, some more pattern paper, and then crocheted trim on the bottom. You can open it and tons of journaling space. And then the tag in the bag. Probably impossible to see these stickers, but they're really cute. It says Thoughts of You. It has some little balloons. Crocheted lace. And you can journal on the back. Old book page. Here is my second attempt at Paula's tags, or altered paper clips. It's the back, the ticket. And then I just put a banner on the front, punched a heart, and then did some post stitching around it. Thought it looked kind of cute. And it slips onto your book page. And you can tuck whatever you want under it on both sides. It's the other half of my son's fine art when he was little. A bus in a tree. Really, who does not need a bus in a tree? It's light enough, you can write over all of that. Here's another hummingbird with bling for his eye, or her eye, we'll say it's a her. And another card for photo mat, whatever you want. And I did lines on this too, out of gel pen pretty pink gel pen. Just to give it a little zip, I suppose. Beautiful calendar page. Isn't that pretty? Pretty butterfly. More vintage lined paper. Here's some more book page, and this is also vintage from the How to Identify Birds book. So beautiful colors on those birds. Another tuck spot for some more lined cardstock. I've stamped a mason jar. You can put a date on there. It's also a tuck spot for this journal card. This page, punched a hole so I could thread the string through for this tag, which says kindness on it and has a pretty pink heart. Another quote at the bottom. Here's the other half of that parchment paper, so there's more places for journaling, and you can lift it all up and journal in the back. So ribbon to tie it, and more Edith Holden book page, more crocheted lace. In this back pocket, I've done some of the stretchy ribbon, and so I've lifted open and you can tuck stuff behind there. Cut out a heart, more faux trim, faux stitching, excuse me, a couple little buttons, another recipe card, and this is just some random extra paper I had in my stash that you can journal on. And that is my latest. It'll be for sale on my Facebook page, Pumpkin Cup Handmade. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.